Welcome to episode 6 of the YTCN, the YouTube Cruise News show where we talk about what everybody else is talking about in the online cruise community. Coming up in this week's edition, we have people getting paid to stay on a cruise ship, people not being able to get off of a cruise ship, a familiar face being back on a cruise ship, ends with a social media minute, and includes a top secret project. Have you ever wanted to be paid money to be on a cruise ship? Of course you have, don't lie. Well, according to Ben and David, Carnival is now offering cruisers up to $100 of onboard credit if they don't cancel their cruise. So in a way, that's kind of being paid to cruise, right? I'm sure Carnival and all other cruise lines for that matter are trying to do anything they can to keep as much of the passengers, well, let's say future passengers, money in their operating accounts at the moment. And with the restart of cruising in the USA being pushed back and then changed again and then pushed back again and then changed again, a lot of people are just fed up and they're canceling all their cruise plans, which also means that the cruise lines have to refund the money that has been paid in the form of deposits or even cruises paid in full. So this little bonus of $100 of OBC is a nice little incentive for people who are maybe on the fence to rethink it and stay booked. Now, of course, there are some stipulations and it's not for every cruise, so if you want to find out about all the fine print, head on over to Ben and David's channel. Speaking of spending time on a cruise ship, how much is too much? When the original shutdown happened last spring, many cruise lines tried to stay operating as long as possible, which led to many crew members being stuck on board because they just weren't allowed to fly home. In an hour-long live chat over on the ShipLife, Jay interviews crew member Misha Aravena from Canada, who just narrowly escaped getting stuck on board. Personally, I think being one of a few, maybe 100 or less than 100 crew members on board a basically deserted cruise ship would be awesome for about a week. Unless everything is open, like the gym, the pool, the water slides, all the fun stuff, I think it would get really old really quickly. Especially knowing that you can't even leave the ship if you want to because there's no way for you to get home. How about you? Answer the question in the comments below. How many days do you think you would be able to just, enjoy being in that situation? And I know there's one person who would answer that question with about 150 days. His name is Riley Tench, and he was a crew member on the Quantum of the Seas who was basically stuck on the ship for around 100 days. And then after he could have gone home, he decided to stay on board for another 50 days. So I guess it couldn't have been that bad. He had been doing regular uploads showcasing his time on board with no guests. Then he disappeared for about 3 months, and now all of a sudden he's back, uploading videos and back on the Quantum of the Seas. In his most recent upload, you get a little behind the scenes look at his crew cabin, about what he does for a job on board, and you see him celebrate his girlfriend's birthday in the ship's quirky Wonderland restaurant experience. He seems really happy to be back on board, and hey Cass, happy birthday from me too. I can't show you any footage of this top secret project because as I'm recording this, it's not even online yet, but I was a guest on Lido Loca. Tony and I have been trying for so long to get together on camera, and for a wide variety of reasons, it just kept not working out, but finally we did it. So if you watch the video that hopefully went online this afternoon on their channel, you will see me and Tony talking about or answering the question, is cruising even fun right now? As many of you know, I was lucky enough to do 5 cruises in 2020, 2 of them before, and then 3 of them basically smack dab in the middle with German and Italian cruise ships over here in Europe. I experienced everything there was to experience, from getting tested before the cruise, from the temperature checks, from masks, social distancing, how the buffet works and all that. I've talked about it a lot and showed a lot of that here on my channel, but over on the Lido Loca, Tony asked me some questions and I gave my sort of fresh perspective to what it was like now that it's been a couple months since I was on board. So if you want to see all of that, head on over to Lido Loca. It is once again time for a social media minute where we take a look at what's happening outside of YouTube in the online cruise community. I know, give me a break. There's only so many things to talk about right now. And this week's journey leads us over to Instagram, where Cruise Mummy is one of really only a handful of people to be talking about the announcement made by MSC that the Virtuosa is going to have a robotic bartender. As you can see from the poster here, they're advertising 40 ingredients, 16 signature cocktails, and they're calling him Rob, the first humanoid robotic bartender at sea. Okay, yes, this does look cool, and I'm sure it will be a lot of fun, as long as it works consistently and isn't too expensive.
However,
this is not really the first robotic bartender at sea. It's just the first one that is humanoid, so like in the shape of a human. Royal Caribbean has had robotic bartenders on board their ships since the launch of Quantum of the Seas back in 2014. So what do you think? Is this cool that MSC has taken this and sort of, you know, reimagined it? It looks like maybe they've added some sort of personality to the experience. Or is it kind of a lame knockoff concept on, you know, what Royal Caribbean has already had on board their ships for several years? Let me know in the comments below. Like I said, be sure to go check out Lido Loca's channel, and on Sunday, I'm gonna be doing another live Sunday Sofa Time, finally, again. So make sure you come on over there. If you wanna know what we're talking about, you'll just have to be there.